So from 2012 to about 2016, you were kind of watching him do this, or were you involved in some of the design?
No, that was like more like I think I would more. I mean, at the time we were just dating, so I was just like go to like some of the showings and whatnot, and it was like interesting for me. But I mean, you lived your life, I lived my life, and I mean, we loved our time in Chicago.
Yeah,
like, we were in our mid-20s in Chicago, and it was the time of our lives. And then wanted to start to look for a new market, and we hated winter. He grew up in South Florida. I grew up in the Caribbean. Like I did did my 4 years of Chicago winters. I was done. And so he started looking for new markets. He had an opportunity to move to Miami. And so once you moved to Miami, you started really like looking for new markets. And by finding the new market to invest, like our partners were in Chicago at the time, like it just like made sense that I started to take on more of the design stuff. And then also at that point, like I was 4 years older and like wanted like a house and things like that. So you're like on Pinterest, like, I don't know, doing what girls do. And we're like, I want this. And so that's where I started to get like a lot more interested. But that was more like when you started to expand to the second market. And like at that point, I think we were like engaged or whatever.
So you're
no longer
originally
just a random
from
girlfriend.
South Florida. How did you find the Tampa market?
So started spending some time in looking at South Florida, probably from an investment standpoint, when I graduated college in 2009, which was the worst time to graduate college. I was always told, go to college, buy a house, get a job, marry, move to the suburbs. Didn't do any of those things. So certainly 2009, that market crash looking at real estate kind of made the negative stigma. Miami got hit worse than most other markets did. Yeah. So didn't really start looking at it until we moved back there the second time. And at that point in time, Miami was booming. Things didn't make sense compared to where they were at from a lot of other markets. The amount of international money that was flooding there, all cash buyers. You couldn't really compete and actually make a return. Whereas we thought Chicago was skinny in terms of the deals that we were seeing there. Miami was worse than that. Like basically from a buy and hold standpoint, there was deals trading for 2-3 caps.
Wow.
Yeah,
and
it's very
the
different.
multifamily side, I would be putting the numbers where I was like, you buy it for this, you build it for this is what you'd sell it for. They're like, well, and next year you're going to sell it for 20% more than the comps are selling for today. And that was always something that I never would be willing to do that, to say, yes, I understand Zillow is expecting this market to go up by 20%. But if it stays flat, that means we're breaking even or losing money on this deal. But people in Miami were taking that chance. And for the most part, if you were invested in Miami between 2016, 17, and today, you still did very well.
Yeah.
But we saw Tampa as a market that was undervalued at the time and proved to be the case. Certainly there was a lot of the same positive drivers that were driving that interest in Miami, probably from 2019 to 2016, were starting in Tampa with the major investment in the downtown area with Bill Gates and Vinnick. Yeah. Certainly the airport renovation projects that they were doing, a lot of big corporations were moving there, still the favorable no state income tax. So we see all those writing on the wall that it was only a matter of time before that gap, that the pricing gap that you saw for a brand new townhome in Miami was $1.1 million. That same brand new townhome in Tampa was $400,000.
Right.
If you enjoyed this clip, click here for the full episode and make sure to subscribe. Thank you guys for watching.